Hey guys, how's it going? It's been a long day, so let's have some fun. And we're going to play, we are playing some Royal Rumble on Sega Genesis. And thanks a lot for joining me here. If it's your first time, make sure you like and subscribe. And we are playing as the immortal Hulk Hogan. And we're going to try to go through the entire World Wrestling Federation roster. At the time, 1993, when this game came out. It's a fun one. I had this as a kid, so it's nice to go back here, little memory lane. So you know we're all about the nostalgia on this channel. I got this game in, on Christmas of 1993. It was one of my favorite games. And this was the first game to actually have the Royal Rumble match on a console. Before that, it was only in the arcades. WrestleFest had the Royal Rumble mode, which was very celebrated. But this was the first time at home you could experience the authenticity of an actual Royal Rumble match. So there may not be 30 superstars. I believe there's only 12. But that just makes it a little bit easier for us, as we have drawn number 1, and our goal is to win and go on to WrestleMania. Actually, fun fact, 1993 was the year that the WWF actually instituted that rule, that the winner of the Rumble would go to WrestleMania. Before that, it was just bragging rights of a victory well earned. But in 93, it all changed, and the winner would go on to WrestleMania. So I like to think here, if we can win against all odds, that we will go on to WrestleMania. It was 93, so I guess we're going on to WrestleMania 9. As if Hogan needed another match at that show. Shout out if you get that reference. Hey, Canada? But this game has a lot of my favorites. I grew up as a big Hulk Hogan fan. And then I kind of transitioned to the more technical guy, like Bret Hart. Like the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. Of course, you've got the ever-present Macho Man Randy Savage, as well as guys like Rick the Model Martel, Crush, Papa Shango IRS, The Undertaker, and more. And Hacksaw Jim Duggan as well, so that's a really stacked roster for 93 for a wrestling game, when generally you only got maybe 8 guys. This was a big roster. It felt like a big deal. It was a big deal. And even though it's a button masher, and it is, what can I say? I like it. It's a guilty pleasure. It brings me right back to my childhood, playing this with my friends, with my family. And it was a great time for wrestling. I know the ratings were down. Popularity was certainly not anywhere near what it had been in the early 90s and the late 80s. But 93 was still kind of a cool year. Like, you had Lex Luger breaking out as the Made in the USA American hero. And you had really the coming out party for the bad guy Razor Ramon. Of course, you had Hulk Hogan's last match in the WWF. In fact, by the time this game launched, Hogan had already left the WWF and would eventually turn up in rival WCW. So it was kind of a crazy year. Shawn Michaels was really coming into his own as well as the Intercontinental Champion. And what can I say? I played this game way too much. I played it for hours. I really did. I had my own kind of federation. I had my championship belts. I kept track of stats and storylines, all in my head, of course. But I would book my own shows. It was, I was a kid, and it was a lot of fun. So nowadays, of course, everything is laid out for you in the 2K series, WWE. Yeah, they kind of do everything for you. But back then, we had to use our imagination. We had 12 guys, 16 bits, a little bit of blast processing, and a Royal Rumble. And that's all we really needed to make a functional version of the WWF. And then it was just cool sometimes just to kind of pick up the game and put on a Royal Rumble and just see how you could do. The one criticism I have is it'd be kind of cool if they randomized, how you came in, or if you could choose your number. that'd be great. You always start at number 1, which is good for the challenge, but it just would have been cool to have the option to maybe come in the middle, or even at the end. You know, maybe your friends could draw straws, or, you know, rock, paper, scissors, and see who would come in at the very end, in the beginning. I think that would have been a cool feature, but it was just, I think, a little bit before its time. So I'm thankful for what we had. We had a good functional Royal Rumble, and we're doing good here. We're in the final 3. Hulk Hogan, Crush. Oh, there goes Crush. Now it's down to Hulk Hogan and Razor Ramon, and that's it, folks. That don't work for me, brother. Razor Ramon over the top rope, and there's your winner. Hulk Hogan, fans. 30 years later, I still got it. Look at that. Victory has been achieved. Alright, guys, I'm the Silver Grunion. Thank you so much. God bless, and we'll see you next time.